everyone, welcome to Unicorn Dust Designs. Today we are going to be working on some outdoor DIYs. Let's hop right into it.
In today's video, I wanted to dedicate it to my brother Michael. He was such a crazy person. He lived an amazing life. He has a beautiful wife, Shanda, and two little babies. And he really did live a full life, like the fullest life. And I'm going to miss him so much. But all of this color and vibrancy in today's video reminded me of him. So I wanted to dedicate this video to my brother Michael. Okay, now that everybody has stopped crying, I'm going to take this bench that I actually had at my old house and I probably got it at a thrift. No, I got it at a garage sale. I am going to clean it up. I'm just using LA's Awesome. It's like the vinegar glass cleaner. And then I'm going to let that dry. We are going to grab our sea salt, which is an additive to paint. You could use it with any paint, and it's going to create a lot of texture and depth. It's going to give it that salt wash finish like it's been in the beach air forever. We are going to play around with sea glass. You guys get ready to become obsessed with this color. It is gorgeous. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So I end up for this piece using an entire 8-ounce sample bottle of paint. So keep that in mind when you're ordering. We have 8-ounce, 16-ounce, and although I don't carry the 32-ounce on my website, I can get that for you. You just have to email me. So I am wanting this very thick. So I am going to add a little bit more salt wash. I want it nice and I want it chunky. I'm going to mix that around and then I'm going to put it on this scraper tool and I'm going to just go in all different directions, up and down, side by side, and I want to get it everywhere. I want this to look like a weathered piece of wood, so I am not trying to be neat with this whatsoever. It is going to be messy and fun, and this is a great piece, to practice or have fun with salt wash. So make sure you are picking up items at garage sales and yard sales this season. So I'm going to do that to the entire piece, and you can see right here all of the depth, all of the texture that that salt wash leaves. It is going to dry and it is going to harden up, and it will stay like that. It's not going to flatten out or anything. Look at this color, you guys. It is dreamy. Now that it is dry, I'm going to take my feather DIY brush. I do have these available. I got them Monday. I'm getting them Monday. So they're pre-order right now. And I'm actually taking Plaster by Waverly. I had a huge bottle of it and I was like, you know what? No better time than now. So again, just a messy coat. I want the blue to come through. I want the wood to come through. And I am going in all different directions. I don't care if there's brush strokes, even though there's not with these brushes. But I'm going to continue that through the entire thing. I get the back, I get underneath it, I got every little nook and cranny. Once that is dry, I'm going to get my orbital skill sander. I have 220 grit sandpaper on this, and we are going to run that over. And you can see how it's starting to make it look like that white, the plaster, is chipping away. It's smoothing out some of that sand wash for us where I had like big globs, and I love the way it looks. I love all of that wood. So after cleaning it off, I'm taking this Thompson's wood or weather seal and I'm going to spray this all over. It kind of darkens your color and it's going to give it a little bit of an oily texture at first. I will say I should have probably cleared this with a spar urethane water-based first and then applied this on. So that would be my little tip to you. But salt wash is a great hack to use to create nice weathered texture. Now, we are going to just use a spindle post from an old stair rail. And I actually made this in a Christmas video. So I will attach that down in the description box for you on how to make it step by step. I'm going to take this birdhouse that Everett actually picked out at Savers, and I talked him into letting me have it because he wanted to paint it. So I did a trade with him. And we are going to grab this Gorilla Glue Max Strength. It's like construction adhesive. And I'm going to put that on top. So we did cut the little ball on the top of that. And then we are going to make a bird house stand with this. So super easy way of taking like an everyday item. You could all, not an everyday item, but you could get these at Home Depot and stuff like that as well if you can't find them on Facebook Marketplace. And then I'm going to take liquid sunshine. And when this liquid sunshine dried down, it was almost the exact color of the birdhouse. So I will say that going painting on a rounded surface like this, it is so much easier to go back and forth instead of up and down. And I'm going to do, again, a messy coat. I am not wanting any of this to look like super clean and finish, sort of say. That was kind of like a whistle. Sorry about that. And I just want a messy coat of it. So I am going back and forth, and then I'm going to do the top as well. And I am also going to clear this with the weather guard as well. And of course, Hanky needs to come get his love. Oh, he's such a sweet boy, but he's shedding his winter coat, so he needed to get out of the way, even though I'm sure there's dog hair in there. And you can see that's the birdhouse color. And then as it's drying down, it gets a bit lighter and it looks so close to that birdhouse. I was like, yes, ma'am. So again, after that was
Nice.
done, I'm gonna spray it with that weather guard, and then yeah. So and then that's it. That's it for that one. Now this is the fun part. We are gonna take this. I think it's Cubano stamp from IOD. I'm going to take Bohemian Blue by DIY Paints. Again, I carry all the paints on my website now. I'm going to take a brayer. Is it a brayer or a brayer? I don't know. And this kitchen mat. I'm going to go ahead and clean up my porch. I'm going to take the old rugs off. I'm going to sweep it off, and just so you get that shot of a empty porch, you're welcome. All right, so I am just measuring this out. I know that I want to do 4 across and then 3 down. So I am just marking off like where my middle is. I am going to then take the Bohemian Blue on the brayer, and you want to put a healthy coat on this. Now, my porch is weathered, the cement is cracked, there's pieces missing. So I did not prep this by any means with like a cement stain or nothing. I am just putting this straight on my old porch cement. And I'm going to flip that on over starting in the middle. And then you need to apply as much pressure as possible. Now, if you have a nice straight surface, you're not going to have to do that, but you really have to put some pressure on there and a healthy coat of that paint. As I kept doing it, I was realizing that the more paint and the more pressure I put on was better. But you don't want to put so much on that it's like pushing out the sides and then you can't see the definition of the stamp. So this is a great way of getting a beautiful quote unquote rug. So a great hack on creating a feature on your porch. Now, DIY paints are water soluble. So I'm not sealing this. I want to be able to wash it off when I'm over it. Like if I'm over the blue, over this design, whatever, I could just take my water hose and I could clean it off and I'm ready to go and I could do another design or whatever I want. So this is a great way of creating something that is not permanent. If you are somebody like me that is always changing their mind and changing their decor, then this is a great little hack to do. So I'm going to do another row, and as I get to the end, I start figuring out that um, if I put my knees on it, then it presses down with my body weight and actually shows up a little better. Or if I had another brayer, that would have probably worked too. But again, my cement was so uneven that there was some pockets and things like that that I just couldn't get into. So I was still happy with the result because it almost looks just like worn tile, that has happened over the years. So you can see where it's darker and then up top is as it's drying down, it gets a little bit lighter and brighter, but I'm totally digging it because everything that I've made so far has not been, you know, like super defined or anything. It's been nice and
All
rustic,
right, you
messy.
guys, I hope you guys are enjoying these DIYs so far. I have been fantasizing about like that, these outdoor DIYs for a while, and I have been holding on to some thrifted items that I knew would be perfect for this. So I hope it's inspiring you guys and it's getting you excited to decorate your front porch or your backyard or your deck for spring and summer. I don't have a green thumb, so who knows if these plants will be alive a month from now, but I will definitely give you guys an update. So you guys, to get any of the products that I use in today's video, I do have my Amazon storefront link down in the description box, and all my DIY paint products, my upcycles, and then my thrifted resale items are on the website unicorndustdesigns.com. All of that you can find down below, and y'all know the drill. If you're digging me, if you're digging the DIYs, if you are digging this channel, then make sure to like and comment. It's an absolutely free way you can help your girl out here on YouTube. And with that said, let's get back into these outdoor DIYs.
Now for the fun part, the florals. I got this 3 set of kitchen strainers at a garage sale, I think for like $3. And the big one, I put a cocoa liner in there, but the rest of them, I did not do that. So you guys, I do not have a green thumb by any means. I do not know what the heck I'm doing. So do not come to this channel for any planting advice, okay? So look, I can't even get the dang flower out of the container. So anyways, I'm using potting soil, and we are going to use these strainers as planters. I thought it was a fun way of incorporating something older. It was thrifted. I didn't have to buy a bunch of planting pots or anything like that. And it's something that I could reuse year after year instead of, you know, buying disposable containers and things like that. So Everly's helping me. We had such a fun time doing this as a family. I got way too many flowers, but that's okay. We have places to put them. And so I did the 3 set of these white strainers, and then I found a beautiful yellow strainer in my stash as well. So I put some in there. This is going to add a beautiful pop of color next to my yellow bird cage I thrifted. And now I'm going to take a copper jello mold, and we just screwed some holes in it for drainage, and I'm going to put some flowers in here. Now, I find these all the time at my thrift store. I do have some available on my website, and they're very inexpensive if you want to do the same thing. But I mean, if I could add a copper to my front porch, I'm going to add copper to my front porch. Okay. So I meant to say like, oh, like that. Okay. Anyways, so we're going to do that. Look at how pretty mixing all the flowers is. Now, if I could keep them alive past this week, it will be awesome. Now I'm going to take a teapot, and we drilled holes at the bottom of the teapot as well. And this is, you guys, if you have like a teapot, like of your grandma's or something like that, that you don't know what to do and it's like sitting downstairs, use it. You know, this is a great way of remembering them and using it in your decor. So now I'm just going to play around with placement, and this is going to be a lot of back and forth of, you know, where things go. I wanted a pop of color. We live in a cul-de-sac. We live out in the middle of nowhere, so nobody really sees our front porch. So I wanted it to stand out, so when somebody passes it, or when, you know, the mail lady comes by, like, you know, it makes them smile. It's bright and it's beautiful and it's so much fun. So I added a couple other things to this, and I'll show you in the reveal, but thank you so much for hanging out with me today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Can't wait to share the reveal with you, and make sure you comment how you enjoyed this video.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video very much, and I hope that it is a reminder to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to be bright and colorful. Don't worry about what other people are going to think about you or what you're doing, because you're doing it for you. All of these beautiful things, they might not go, they might seem wild. Somebody might come up to my porch and be like, oh my gosh, what is this crazy lady thinking? But you know what? It makes me happy. My children love it, and so do I. And I know my brother would totally get a kick out of all of it. He would probably talk crap for sure, but I know he would love it, and I love it too. So I hope you guys enjoyed all of this inspiration. It was so fun doing this. It's really the first thing that I've done kind of just like to the house that was actually thought out and finished. I love the way that the stamp came out. It's gorgeous. I love the bohemian blue. I ended up adding a few pieces. Like I put this lavender wreath in there with a nest, added some cowgirl coral to some items and got some plant stands, and then picked up a pillow that I had at the thrift store, and that's the pillowcase that it came with. So just little finds from the thrift store. That little bench was $4.99 at the thrift store. That came with like 3 other mates, and everything that you see is from the thrift store except that was from the Dollar Tree. But everything else was thrifted and upcycled. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love you and I miss you, my brother. Bye.